Hi there, Bill Hitchcock. Welcome to the program. We have got a power-packed, a diverse, oh my program to get out to you. We are going to be showing you, I found out about this the day it happened. Unfortunately, I had to wait a couple of days to show it to you. Big old alligator caught here in North Kakalaki, in somewhere you might be surprised that it was caught at. 13-foot alligator caught and released. We're going to show you that. We're also going to be talking about beach access and beach parking. There's a whole bunch of one and a whole little of another. We had somebody write and ask about that not too long ago. And wind farm compensation. It sounds like a law firm commercial, doesn't it? Are you entitled to wind farm compensation? And what that is, you're seeing the map here, these proposed wind farms that along the East Coast in the Atlantic, which that's where the East Coast is, that evidently they're forming a committee to compensate fishermen, recreational and commercial fishermen, for these wind farms. Why? Don't know, just found out about that. But right now, oh, before I forget, been working real hard on a subject matter that comes up, and we addressed it a little bit. We get so many people say, it's my constitutional right to fish. It's my God-given right to fish. And we just touched on the 4 different types of rights that there are. But let me just show you the intro to the show that we're working on, and it's going to be very, very powerful. You might be surprised. We're going to get into the North Carolina Constitution about rights. We're going to get into a lot of things. You might be surprised where everything comes from, and where you might be surprised where you've been exerting your energies in the wrong place to get change that you want to occur, and where these actual laws are coming from. But that's coming up hopefully the next show. Every time I say that, something else comes up. Now, let's get on to it. Let's start off with the alligator. Zachary Willis was out fishing. He was shrimping. Ooh, get your play record right now. He was out there shrimping, and look what he got into.
Whoa. All right, let it go, baby. Might spin the wrong way. Actually, back the boat if we do. Yeah, big girl, go bye-bye, dude.
Zachary Willis says, well, this was definitely a first, and I hope a last for me. While chasing shrimp this afternoon, we found several large schools of smaller greentails. Our second school we found just outside of South River. By the way, let me stop right there. This is Zach talking, but let me stop right there. Let me show you a map where he caught this alligator. First, a big map so you can see where South River is on the Neuse River. You can see New Bern and Oriental. Let's zoom on in. He was working the mouth, the exterior mouth of South River when he snagged a hold of this thing. So he says, our second school we found just outside of South River. We set out and the shrimp were flying. You know how they rain. Within 15 minutes, the boat was jerking around, so we hauled the net back only to find this big male alligator inside and not happy. Zach told me that they thought at first it was like 5 to 6 feet long, but wait, there's more. The net was safely removed from this giant and we set it free. We estimated this huge male to be around or just over 13 feet. We also removed, listen to this, we also removed several pieces of fishing line and a small rope, piece of rope that had been on him a while. Huge thanks to Lathan Price for helping me safely release this dinosaur free. Shrimping. Did you notice how big that boat was? A little boat. I think it's only 20 feet. So they're not all these trawlers with these guys that are shrimping. And also, Zachary Willis is a charter captain. I saw some pictures of him with a charter where he had like 10-pound sheep's head. I think he just placed second in the Swansboro tournament with Billfish. So he's a great guy. He's wonderful to talk to. So congratulations to Zachary Willis. And that was his son up in the little tower there for releasing that alligator safely. Now let's move on. This is something we have gotten asked about beach access and where. Well, North Carolina is real good about beach access. We have over 450 public beach accesses around the state, all up and down the coast of North Carolina. There's a wonderful website that you can access for the Department of Environmental Quality that shows you exactly where each and every one of them is. So let's go on to it. Now, I'm going to go full screen with this map. It's kind of difficult to see these 450 plus beach accesses, but let's go county by county on each one of these accesses so you can see. I'm going to go to 4 regions of North Carolina. First, we're going to go up to Kitty Hawk, that area, Kitty Hawk, Wanchese, Manio area. Look at that. Just absolutely scattered with these beach accesses. Let's go on down to the next area of the Bogue Banks area. Yes, I skipped a large area. Hatteras Island has their ramps. There's no beach access on Portsmouth Island, Coral Banks, Shackleford Banks because no one lives there. They're uninhabited. So let's go on down to Bogue Banks. You see that there's a huge amount of beach accesses there. Let's scoot on down the coastline where you can see the Topsail area, Surf City, huge amount of beach accesses, and go on down finally to the Oak Island, Sunset Beach, Lockwood Folly, Cape Fear area, tons and tons of beach accesses. Now, and that's wonderful. Again, over 450 of them. Here's a problem. There's a few other problems. Let's start reversing engines. Let's go back to the map Sunset Beach, Oak Island with all those accesses. Now, let's show all the places with parking. Whoa. Huge difference. No parking at these on-street or on-site parking available there. As you go on up to the Surf City Topsail area, whoa, no parking. Let's scoot back on up into the Bogue Banks area. Whoa! All right, look at the before. Those are the accesses to the after. You can't park anywhere. You got beach accesses everywhere. You can't park anywhere. Let's scoot back on up the coastline. Again, in the Kitty Hawk, Kill Devil Hills, Nags Head area, there are places all over the place for beach access, but for parking, I'll put the URL address to this map in the comment sections at YouTube, so you can access this and you can zoom on into these exact locales. And I did notice a few discrepancies. I did. I saw some places where there weren't accesses, where they were, and where they were and they weren't, or parking. So do access that. We do have beach access. We don't have private beaches here in North Carolina. Other areas, you can get off my beach, but not here. The problem is, where do you park? And unfortunately, some places have charged up to $60 a day to park your car. Where I live in Carteret County, the highest price I've seen is $20 a day. And sometimes it's just on the weekend. You know, you can park for free during the weekday, but not during the weekend, not Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. They'll go on and whack you. Now, let's move on forward to the next thing. Woody Joyner, who is with the North Carolina Watermen United, I'm on their email list, and I got this email yesterday. It says recreational for-hire captains. Okay, you got my attention. He writes, for the past 2 years, North Carolina has been part of an 11-state effort working with offshore wind developers and commercial fishing advisors to establish regional funding for an offshore wind fisheries compensatory mitigation program. The states are working towards selecting a qualified entity to serve as the regional fund administrator, or RFA, who will design and develop a fishery mitigation compensation program. Windmills, Out in the ocean, wind farms, gonna pay, they're trying to figure out a program to pay commercial recreational fishermen. The states and fisheries advisors are seeking interested recreational charter boat and headboat captains to serve on an advisory group referred to as the For Hire Recreational Fishing Committee. I was trying to find some more information, and matter of fact, North Carolina's involved with this, obviously. Well, I'll show you here. Let me put the map up. Where's that map? There. Put this up full screen. All of these colored areas right offshore here from working off of Massachusetts, actually Maine, excuse me, Maine, working all the way down to, you see at the bottom of this map at the tip, it's the Kitty Hawk area, wind farm area, that they're going to be building these wind farms. Now, the state of Maryland says, for the last 2 years, 11 Atlantic states, names them off, offshore wind developers and commercial fishing advisors have advanced an effort to establish a regional fund for fisheries compensatory, I'm stumbling on that word, mitigation. A recent request for proposals advanced by New York on behalf of all 11 states seeks to select a qualified entity to serve as the Regional Fund Administrator, RFA, and would design and develop a compensation fund and associated claims process to serve states, the fishing community, and offshore and developers along the east coast of the U.S. What needs to be compensated? Are boats prohibited to go in those areas? If not, then what's going on? Are these wind farms going to have an adverse effect on fish? Is that what they're compensating for? Interesting. Again, I've sent out emails. I'm trying to make contact to find out more about this, but a compensation fund. They're looking for people to be advisors for this committee to determine how they're going to compensate the fishermen for wind farms. Maybe they ain't such a good idea. In fact, over the past 2 years, there's been over 200 whales dead, washed up on shore. And a lot of folks are blaming the folks doing the wind farms because they're going out there with these sonic guns. Boosh. And as we all know, like porpoises, bottlenose dolphin, whales, they sound, they hear. These whales that have washed up, these dead whales over the past 2 years, 200 of them from basically North Carolina north. It seems to be concentrated in New York, New Jersey area, Maryland area. There has been indications that there's been encounters with boats and fishing gear. But think about this, folks. Not all of them, just some of them. But think about this. What's going to get hit by a boat? A live whale or a dead whale? Dead whale just floating around. Some of these large ocean-going vessels, they can't turn in time to get out of their way or even see them in time. So, and same with the fishing gear. Encounters happen with dead. I have been on boats with government officials that have struck live and healthy porpoises. I have been out in commercial operations where a dead juvenile porpoise was in a net. It wasn't caught in a net, it was stopped by the net. He wasn't entangled by it, it was dead. So these dead whales that have washed up along the East Coast that have shown indications of encounters with boats or with gear doesn't necessarily mean they were healthy when they had that encounter. My guess is that usually they're already dead. But 200, and they don't know why. They don't know why 200 whales have washed up on shore over the past couple of years. I would start really looking here. And by the way, there's some other areas off the coast, like right off of Wilmington. Do I have that? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Right off of Wilmington that for wind farms. We will keep you abreast of what's going on with this. Again, I just found out about a lot of these things. I'm waiting for information to come back. Our next program, we're going to be talking about your rights, your constitutional, your God-given rights. It's going to be part history lesson because we're going all the way back to the Mayflower. actually going to go all the way back 2,000 years and 3,000 years from that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bill Hitchcock. Please like, subscribe, comment. One of the next shows coming up is going to be dedicated just to your comments. In the meantime, till then, see ya.